Hey folks, I'm going to talk to you today again about the SA Sports Crusader recurve crossbow. Now, my last video on this was a really in-depth tutorial. I'm not going into so much detail this time. I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet as possible. As you may have glimpsed already, I've added a foregrip to this crossbow because for me, I stand 6 foot tall. I'm 200 and some odd pounds. It was just the factory stock. The foregrip was just a little close, a little too compact for me to be comfortable. And just holding it on this lower, the smaller part of the stock left. There was too great of a risk of either my thumb tip or fingertips being above the rail and getting taken off by the string. So I decided I wanted to add a foregrip. And what I'm doing with this video is just showing you how I did that. Like I said, I'm not going into great detail. Basically, though, if you don't know how to drill and tap holes, you probably shouldn't try this because you could screw up. As you can see, I just added a short Picatinny rail, that I picked up on Amazon for like $6, maybe $7. It's a MOE Magpul. This is how it comes initially. It was a bit too long to fit in that space for me, so I used my bandsaw. You could do this with a hacksaw or just about any kind of saw that you have. And I used the face of this ridge right here, and I just cut straight across. And I did the same thing in the front, just cut it off, and used a belt sander to smooth out the ends so that I had a piece that fit there really nice. I then used it to mark the plastic stock where the two holes would be, and then disassembled the crossbow. I drilled the holes in the plastic, in the stock. What it comes down to is I didn't want to just screw the Picatinny rail to the plastic stock. I figured eventually that would get loose and fail, and the stock might split. I just didn't like that. So once I had the holes in the stock, I used a spring-loaded punch to mark where the holes would be in the actual aluminum rail of the crossbow itself. Drilled and tapped those holes, reassembled the crossbow back into the stock as it normally would, and then I used, I think it was 1-inch machine screws to actually attach the Picatinny rail on. So the screws go all the way through the plastic and actually screw into tapped holes in the aluminum frame of the crossbow. And then this is just a 3-position folding foregrip that I picked up again on Amazon for like $8 or $9. It fits on there. It gives a nice solid place on the stock to hold the crossbow for firing. There's the second position, which is kind of angled back towards the shooter, and the third position, which is straight up and down. The fact that it folds is really nice because if you're walking through the bush or the woods on your way to your deer stand or whatever, and you've got the crossbow on your back with the sling, you don't have this digging into your spine or shoulder blades. You can just fold it down and carry it nice and easy. It's a nice simple mod, less than $20. It took me less than 20 minutes to do it, and it took a really awesome crossbow and made it just that much more personalized, that much better for me personally. Again, this video, like all my videos, is for informational purposes only. Neither myself nor you to take any responsibility for any damages or injuries that occur if you try to implement any of these mods. With that being said, shoot safe.